Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is a part 2 to my pan those eyeshadows. So if you watched the previous video that I posted earlier this week, I picked the 5 new shades that I'm going to be working on this month, and I didn't do a makeup look. So I wanted to do a separate video on just using an eyeshadow look with the 5 shades that were picked at random. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up above, but I wanted to split this out because normally I would have it in one video, and the videos tended to be really long, so I've kind of split them up a little bit just in case people aren't interested in seeing what look I create, and then if they are, they can just jump on this video. I do want to just put a disclaimer out there. I am recovering from the flu. I had the flu a few days ago and I've still got a bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds a bit strange, it's because of that. But anyway, hopefully it will be fine. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is remind you of the 5 shades that were picked. So the first one was from Miss Bliss palette from Colourpop, and it was the first one of Quartz. So this is a nice pink matte shade. It does have shimmer flakes in it, but I'm just going to use it as sort of a, I guess a base. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet. You'll find that a lot of the shades are very similar. The second, actually I got 2 shades that were picked from the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. I really like this palette. Anyway, so the first one was this Paradiso one, and then I also got Spiced as well, which will be interesting. And then I got 2 shades from the Rose Quartz palette from Primark, and those 2 were this one and this one. So yeah, I think that it's three shimmer shades and 1 matte shade and 1 like matte slash sort of shimmery shade. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, so the first shade that I'm going to go into is from the e.l.f. palette, and it's this red one here, the spiced one. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. So I'm actually just going to put it in my crease as I'm doing here. So I feel like last night I was almost dreaming about how I wanted this look to go. I was thinking about so much like, what am I going to do with all these colours? Because we've got like reddish and then we've got pink, and honestly they clash a little bit, so I'm kind of struggling here. I was going to go darker with the red, but I'm having a hard time figuring out where I'm going to put the pink. Let's just have a play around. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Colourpop one of Quartz from the Miss Bliss palette, and I'm going to just put this on the lid and see what it looks like. I'm going to go back in with the Spiced from e.l.f. and deepen it up a little. Alright, next I'm going to go into the Rose Quartz palette, and I'm going to choose the second one here, which is the 3rd shade that I need to use, and I am going to, this is a shimmer, so I'm going to put this on top of the pink that's on my lid. Tell you what, Primark is cheap, but I really love this shimmer. It's so pretty. Okay, next up, I'm kind of figuring this out as I go along, because this is like a look that's completely outside of my comfort zone. I don't usually do a lot of looks with red, and I'm not feeling very inspired right now, so yeah, let me just work on this. Okay, I'm going back in with Spiced from the e.l.f. Retro Paradise, and I'm going to go underneath. Alright, next up, I saw a really nice look today on Instagram where, you know, this girl had like mostly matte on top and then like all shimmer underneath. So I'm a little bit inspired by that. I'm going to put this shimmer, which is the full shade that I'm supposed to use, and I'm going to put that underneath. And then with the fish shade from the e.l.f. Retro Paradise, that's the one that is, oh, I always say Paradiso, but it's Paraiso. I always get that wrong. Anyway, I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm going to do the inner corner on the top and lower. You see, it kind of blends into this other one, so it's kind of hard to see. It's so similar to the Primark one. Have I found a dupe? Oh, they're incredibly similar. Okay, and I'm also going to put it up here. I think it's just going to tie the look together and make it a little bit more dramatic. Ooh, all right. Let me clean this up, put some mascara on, and then I will show you the final look. So this is the final look. What do you all think? I actually think it's really quite pretty. You know, it's quite shimmery. I think that's the only word to say it. I mean, I put some concealer on, I put some blush, lipstick and mascara just to kind of like finish up the look, but yeah, I don't really know what's going on with my hair here. I think in terms of just a cohesive look, it seems fine. I mean, I did lose the Colourpop shade within the mix, that powdery pink, which was this one. It just didn't have a place in the look. I mean, I put it on my lid, but you can't really see it anymore at all. But overall I think it did well. What I did find interesting, when I swatched the two together, they look slightly different, but actually on the eye they're very, very similar. And so the Paresso one from the e.l.f. palette looks like this. So it's got a lot of gold with red flecks in it. And then the one from the Primark, which is super cheap, but this one is so similar, so I just do have a different finger. But this is gold and it sort of has the same flecks, but it looks different when you swatch them, right? I feel like it looks different when you swatch them. This is a lot more peachier than the other one, but actually on the lid I've got, this is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise and then this is the Primark one. So I mean, I feel like they're very, very similar. It is what it is. Just to let you know what I have on my lips, it is the NYX lip cream. This is their matte formula, the soft matte. I actually got this free when I ordered from Feel Unique. They just put it in there, and this is in the shade Zurich, and it's really, really nice. I think it goes well with the look, and they're really, really comfortable, so it doesn't feel too drying. So yeah, I really like that. So let me know what you think. Yeah, I think this will be fun. I'm excited to use all these shades now that I've seen what I can do with a look with all of them, because at first I was a little bit kind of bored. I liked that they had the red shade, but then obviously today when I started using the red, I wasn't entirely sure what to do with it. And I'm still not sure I've done it justice, but I think I've done the best I can do for what I have, and my skill set, which is very, very small. But yeah, anyway, I will obviously update you at the end of the month or like beginning of next month, you know, for my October update, which will be in November. For my pan nose eyeshadows, it'll be interesting to see which ones I use the most. Honestly, I feel like I'm not going to use the Colourpop one that much, just simply because I'm really not interested in the shade at the moment. This time of year, it's not the type, I just don't want to use a peachy pink colour for fall, but I might find some use in it. The ones that I will probably use the most will be the spiced from the Retro Elf Paradise palette, and because of that I will use Paresso a lot as well, just to mix it, and obviously because I know that that's in the project. So yeah, I'm excited to use this palette again. I did get sick of it, but now I'm happy that it's back in. And I have to say, I'm so glad I did not declutter this palette. This, I can't tell you, this was probably maybe £6. I don't know, because I got it over a year ago now, in Primark, and Primark makeup is so cheap and it is hit and miss, but honestly I have 2 palettes now from them and they're both pretty good. I would say this is much better than the previous one that I've just purchased recently, but this one is got, it just doesn't come off well on camera. I don't know what it is, but it for me, I really like it, especially this time of year. I don't know what it is. It's got kind of everything you need, and I feel like the shimmers are really good. I don't think the mattes are all that great, I will say, but I think the shimmers are surprisingly good. And yeah, this one is on the top here. It's quite nice. And then obviously we spoke about this one, which is really comparable to the e.l.f. one, and e.l.f. is cheap as well, so obviously they're both like cheap brands, but e.l.f. obviously has a lot better reputation than Primark makeup does. So it is interesting. I'm going to be using this palette again for another month straight. I really enjoyed it last month and I'm excited to use it again this month. I'm actually not sick of it, so yeah, I'm happy about that. So I hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you haven't already watched the previous video, I will link it, or I've already linked it, but you know, try to find that if that interests you. But yeah, anyway, I will see you again soon. Bye.